Hi, welcome to Emily's Jazz Guitar Etudes. This will be part 4. Hi Emily, and hi everybody watching this video. So this will be either the last 1 or 2 pages of the original diagrams I wrote out for you, Emily. So to start off, and there'll be a PDF linked in the description below. You can check that out. Okay, I'll start off with the first example. This is the A minor, add 9, A minor, major 7, A minor 9, A minor 6. So what I'm doing is I'm playing an open A string. So I'm a big fan of using the open strings whenever possible on the guitar. Okay, so the first example, I'll just go through the chords. So you got A minor chord, A minor triad, and then I'm adding the 9th on top. 1, E, and 2. Okay, then so what's going to happen is I'm going to take this note here, A, G sharp, G, F sharp, and that's going to be like the line cliche. Like I did that in the last video. So first chord. Okay, next one, the major 7. Okay, now major 7. I mean minor 7. So that looks like a major C major 7th chord with an A and a bass is an A minor 9. Okay, and then the G goes down to F sharp. Okay, that's the first example. I'll play it as written 2 times. Okay, don't try this at home. We're trained professionals, so I'll do that again. This is as written. Again. Okay, so as I've been encouraging you all to do is just to do different things with these exercises. So I think the first thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and play this finger style. So you would have thumb, thumb, and then I, M, A. And I've talked about in classical guitar, ascending arpeggios, you do what's called preparation, where you put down the index, middle, and ring fingers all at the same time. Yeah, so that will work really nice, Emily, on your acoustic guitar also, to play that. And then you can capo it, and then you'll put it in a different key for yourself. Okay, so I think what I'll do next is I'll just kind of just embellish this a little bit and see what happens here. I'll do maybe one more thing with this. So as I was preparing for this video, I thought it would be interesting to add in, instead of playing this note like this, play it as a harmonic. So okay, so I'll just practice through that one time here. So this is kind of tricky to do, to get it clean every single time. See how I'm doing that? Here, okay. So, and what I'm attempting to do here is, as I'm playing this, I'm trying to hold my previous fingers down so it has a nice ringy sound. So I'll play that maybe 2 more times. So I'm playing the bottom part of the chord fingered, and then this last B note, I'm playing that I'm just very lightly touching there and playing that as a harmonic. I'll play it a couple times here. And I might change the rhythm up a little bit also as I'm doing this. nice ending chord also, that A minor with the edit 9 on top. So once again, use your imagination, take these ideas and move them around. Oh, you know, it might sound fun. So last video I talked about how when you use these pedal tones, so here I'm using it as the roots, but it's also really strong if you use that pedal as the fifth. So if it was a D minor chord or D minor 9, that A would be the fifth. Okay, so then you have a D minor triad, and then the E would be your 9. So so you have, so I'm doing this cliche, but I'm moving it down to here. So the beauty of this now is I don't have to finger this 9 on top, so that 9 becomes the open. Okay, and then it's going to go in da 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 da. Very very convenient there with the D minor. Next one. This would also sound really cool with like a bass player playing a little. Kind of a nice sound there. Okay, that's good for that first example. Okay, second line, G minor, add 9, G minor, and so on. So what I'm doing here, I'm kind of using the cliche from kind of like from Stairway to Heaven, but instead of playing that 9 as part of an arpeggio, I'm just adding it as a melodic note on top. Okay, the next one. So here your cliche line goes down here. So G root 7, major 7, minor 7, and into the 6. I'll play it slowly as written. How about here? Yeah, I guess I'll do fingerstyle next. So fingerstyle, you would have just thumb, index, middle ring, and then I'm doing the classical preparation on that, and then I'll just use whatever. I'll just use one of the fingers to get that high melody note as written. Go back to the pick style. So I'm a big fan of sort of these kind of back raking or whatever you would call it. So that would sound interesting with these ideas. So that's just a matter of getting the pick to feel the same way in both directions. I think many years ago I had a Howard Roberts guitar book, and I think he talked about that. You know, he had some kind of exercise. I can't. He did some kind of thing like that. So I'll do this a little bit more. I'll just do. Something like that. Oh, and then I think the other thing that sounds kind of interesting, this is a little bit harder to finger. Now, keep in mind, I'm playing 9-gauge strings here. So if you bar all the way across, then you get a nice low bass. Now, this would particularly be good if you're not playing with a bass player, if you're accompanying a singer, or you're accompanying yourself, Emily. So Now here, so you can make a case for maybe jumping the fourth finger across. So I talked the last video about use your second finger to help you bar here, especially on acoustic guitar. That's a useful technique. So if I'm here, so if I use my third finger, so I'm just kind of, I'm playing more free time here. Okay, bass note here. So the hand feels pretty compact to me. That's not a big deal there. Here you can use your second finger to help you bar here on the third chord. Okay, now here you have to kind of use the standard jazz fingering, 1, bar 3, and then use your second finger here. Right, so you're going to get a nice sound. Embellishing that melody. So I'm trying to think who talks about that, about kind of saving your hand and making sure you're not doing too many bar chords. Using discrete fingering when you can, and then this technique of using your second finger to help you with a bar here. So what I'm going to do now, I guess later in the video I'll have the same thing with the C minor, but this is all movable. So you can move this, like say, to a B minor. I'll do that here, B minor. I'll do a little bit more with the arpeggios in the middle. I'm just kind of randomly picking around that arpeggio. Okay, I think that's good for that, the G minor. So now let's go on to the C minor. So the next two lines, the line of music and then the line of chord diagrams, that's all the same example. So those chord diagrams are from a book I've mentioned in some of my other videos. Ed McGuire's, I think it's called Guitar Fingerboard Harmony. Ed McGuire was a guitar player, teacher in the Altoona, Pennsylvania area in the 70s. I studied with Ed and a little bit, not very long. And I used to go hear him play, and he was really incredible, like this, long gray hair, and but that guy just knew like all the chords. And then he had a young player, a guy named Paul Ritz, was playing a lot of the lead stuff. So that was cool to see that. So that's from the Guitar Fingerboard Harmony. If you get a chance to look at that, that's a book that I studied out of a lot back in the day. Okay, so the first chord, C minor. Once again, the line cliche: C minor major 7, C minor 7th. So using discrete fingering here. So you could make a case for here, and then you could do a bar here, but then it's hard to grab that chord. So that's why you use what's called discrete fingering. And then the chord diagrams, what he has: 1, 3, 4, 2, root 5th, root flat 3rd, root 5th, root 7th, flat 3, and so on. So Ed has it. He has the name of the chord, the fingering that he's suggesting, the analysis, and then the musical notation. Yeah, so I think what I'll do next on this is I'll kind of play around with these chords. The other thing I did last video that I talked about these things is I inadvertently got into a 5 feel. I thought, oh, let's play 6, and then I played 5. So I'll count this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to go up to the 4 chords. This would be up to F minor, so this is all movable. 1, 4, 5. I think the next thing I'll do with this, I'll play this a little. I'll still stick with the 5 feel, but I'll change the chord for 5. So I'm doing that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 beats on the first chord, 2 beats on the second chord, 3 beats on the third chord, like that. Okay, so I'll just vamp on that a little bit. So once again, bass with the thumb, and then I'm just playing index, middle, and ring, with my fingers kind of bunched together. I think, many years ago I went to a Pepe Romero masterclass, and he had talked. I think that he was the guy who talked about this kind of. I think he talked about bundling the bamboo. So like how you bundle the bamboo and it's stronger. So you kind of have your fingers kind of almost like overlapped when you're playing. I think it was him. Back to F minor. 4, 5. 1. Yeah, and that would work really well on acoustic guitar, Emily, also. So either your acoustic guitar or your electric guitar. Let's see if there's anything else I want to do with that. Yeah, maybe I'll do sort of like a quasi kind of flamenco-ish kind of thing. I have other videos where I talk about this kind of almost like flail. This isn't exactly flailing fingers. I'm kind of doing just a quick kind of Spanish style P-I-M-A, P-I-M-A. It's basically just P-I-M-A. I moved it up to D minor. So P-I-M-A, P-A-M-I, P-I-M-I. Now, if I'm playing in D minor, I have that open E, so maybe I can do kind of this idea of flailing fingers. I think that's in my rasqueado techniques video in my classical flamenco playlist. I think I talk about that. Let's just see what happens. So I'll just kind of do flailing fingers with this. So I have my regular chord, minor, the line cliche, but I'm just going to let my fingers kind of just flail on the strings. Let that high E come in. Let's see what happens. It's kind of a nice mistake there. So arpeggio. Okay, remember the Mick Goodrick quote, follow your mistakes, that might be where your most creative stuff is. So that I just kind of stumbled upon that. Mick Goodrick, I mentioned him in the last video. So what I'm doing here, I'm just kind of flailing my fingers on top, and then I'm just playing a simple arpeggio with the thumb. So that's the nice thing I like to do about these videos. I like to, have a basic game plan, try some different things, and then explore. And then that was just a happy an accident, or what I sometimes would call a quote unquote mistake. When I was back in my teaching days, I found that a lot with students, where I would explain something to a student, they would actually do something different and sometimes better than what I had suggested. They would either misunderstand what I was saying or they would misfinger it. And because as a teacher and more experienced, I would be able to notice. I would say, "Hey, listen, you just did a really, really cool thing, way better than I told you, that I explained to you what to do." And then I would point it out to them, and maybe we'd make a note of it, or we'd make a recording of it. So here's an example of that. Do 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 do. Okay. So that's the C minor. Okay, I think I'll just keep on going here with this. I have one more page of etudes here for you, Emily, and that'll be all the etudes for this section. Okay, so now what I'm doing here, I'm doing the same cliche, the C minor, but I'm playing it out of this form, kind of like what I did with the G minor. So this is the second page of the PDF. So barring across here, using my second finger to bar there. Again, as written, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think what I'll do next, I'll go to fingerstyle. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 6. I'm gonna go B. I'm just gonna for giggles. I'll just go to A here. 6. I'll go back to the C minor. Okay, so I'm still fingerstyle. I'll just do just like a typical kind of, just classical style fingerstyle. P-I-M-A-M-I. That sounds nicer. So do 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 do. Okay, so let me just talk a little bit about that fingering. So you could make a case for, instead of, so you have this fingering here, then maybe it might be a better transition to go to this fingering next. Okay, I'll play the whole thing like that. So rather than doing the bar on the third chord, use that kind of standard minor 7th to minor 6th. Okay, I'll play it like that, still with the same finger picking. And that would all be movable too. Yes, so that to me was a little bit easier, a little bit better transition. All right. So was there anything else I wanted to do with this? And then that's all movable. I'll just move that to. I'll move it up to D minor here. Different fingering. Actually, let me just do one really quick thing on here before I move on to the last example here with the A minor 7th. So these chords, there's a lot of different songs that feature this. I kind of think of My Funny Valentine. So I'll show you a kind of an interesting thing you can do here. So My Funny Valentine. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine. Then the very next chord, you make me. So you're just going from C minor, major 7, minor 7, 6, and then this ends up being your next A flat major 7 chord. So that's kind of a nice extension of that cliche. Funny Valentine. Where's Chet Baker when you need him? Valentine. Kind of a nice sound. Maybe I'll do that in one more place. How about I'll do it on the I'll just do it on the B flat. 3, 4. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine. Okay, I'll go back to C minor. Let's see. I can remember the. I just wanted to show you that little thing. I didn't want to get into the whole my Funny Valentine. I just wanted to show you that extra move. Okay, so the last song, when I did these etudes for you, Emily, I wanted to throw in a couple kind of surprise songs. So I think on page 1 I put in Over the Rainbow. So in this one, this is a song called Black Orpheus. So I'm just going to play it pick style as written. That's just the first 4 bars of Black Orpheus, played in a simple chord melody style. I'll do that one more time. So A minor 7th with the C melody, B half diminished. Okay, now these are diminished chords. So the idea with the diminished is you can move it 3 frets at a time. Okay, B minor 7, or a B minor 7 flat 5, or B half diminished with the high E on top. Okay, I'll just play it through that maybe 2, 3, 4 times, kind of as written, and I'll kind of embellish around that basic idea there. So you'll notice that the next chord diagrams are basically just following along with that written example. And I can also play that finger style. Yeah, so typically I like to play those kind of Latin things on my nylon guitar. And if you look on my channel, I think there's a Black Orpheus playlist where I show different improvising ideas and things like that. Okay, and then just to kind of wrap this whole thing up here. So Emily, what you can do then is you can maybe take these different chord strings here, the A minor 7th, B minor 7 flat 5, E7, and just kind of do different things with them. I know we've talked about how, okay, let's say you're at a gig and you drop your pick. Like, what the heck do you do? So I'm just going to lower my volume just a little bit here. So you can do a downstroke with your middle 2 fingers, and then you can do your upstroke either with your index finger or with your thumb. Okay, so that's kind of a cool thing. I think that's who's it? Rodrigo and Gabriella. I think she talks about that. And then, you know, maybe I'll throw in a couple of quick rasqueados. Once again, I don't want to get into a whole tutorial on rasqueados. You just look at my rasqueado techniques for beginners. Yeah, so you can have fun with that, Emily. Just kind of playing. Those chords sound really good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And then the last set of chords, the A minor 9. Yeah, you can do different things melodically. That. Okay, and then on that E7 flat 9 business, you can throw in your, and then keep in mind that you can move that 3 frets at a time. That's the diminished principle. So let's say you're playing like A minor. So you can do an open chord. Okay, let the open A ring. And that helps to kind of connect those chords. And then that low E kind of helps to connect the diminished. I think to end off this video, I'm just going to play it out. I'm just going to kind of randomly go through some of these things I've been talking about. Okay, so thanks for listening. I love you, Emily, and I hope you're going to enjoy all these, have fun with all these techniques, and write your own songs, riffs, intros, whatever you want to do. Okay, thanks for everybody for listening and watching.